Hey guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University, and Absolute Carnage versus Deadpool, issue number 3 of 3. I'm going to tell you 5 things about this book after I tell you about who made it. Let's get started with that. We got Frank Thierry on writing, Marcelo Ferreira and Jack Jadson on pencils, Robert Pogge and Jack Jadson on inks, Rachel Rosenberg on colors, not Jack Jadson, and VC's Joe Sabino does the letters. Tyler Kirkham and Arif Prianto does the cover. Bunch of people doing the variant cover. Adam Del Rey doing the logo design. And number 1 on this list is Deadpool getting crushed. Like, this dude doesn't stand a chance in this against, well, Norman Osborn. I mean, it's not really Carnage, but it was pretty cool. Norman does deliver the goods, though, just not the goods that they were originally thinking about. But I like this. This was really good. Number 2 in here, Spidey to the rescue. That's right, Spider-Man appears in this. This issue is a Deadpool and Spider-Man comic book, or Spider-Man Deadpool. I don't know what that, but that was a comic book for a long time, and it was like, a lot of people really loved it. I personally never read that comic book, but if this was how good it was, I must have missed out, because this was a really good team up. I enjoyed the hell out of this. Let's talk about number 3 on this list, and that is Norman Cletus. Yeah, you heard me right. Norman Cletus. That is a name that is given for Absolute Carnage Norman Osborn in this, because he thinks he's Cletus, and dude, I was freaking dying on that. Speaking of which, let's talk about number 4 on this list, and that is, there was a bombed joke in here. Like, just absolute waste, man. The whole shot in the head. Yeah, this whole joke just bombed, man. There's a thing in here, and maybe this is saved in the sense that if there was some comic book in the past where Deadpool got shot in the head and he woke up believing that he was Little Bo Peep and then did something bad to his sheep or something like that, okay, maybe this was a little bit funnier, but I never heard of that one. What I see this is a huge missed opportunity that, hey man, he could have talked about, yeah, I got shot in the head one time by an adamantium bullet and I woke up, I didn't know who I was. Somebody asked me if I was drinking to remember, and I said no, I was drinking to forget. I think that would have been a great way, because any chance you have to make fun of that Wolverine Origins movie is always a good time. It's better than Miller time, dare I say it. That would have been freaking hysterical. The way this joke turned out kind of sucked. Meanwhile, let's talk about number 5 on this list. Everything else in this book was funny. Every other joke that they tried to hit, nailed it. They landed every joke, dude. The conversation about Deadpool feeling strange, unbelievably perfect. I laughed out loud with that one, and then I was just chuckling through the entire rest of the book, man. This was good. And I'm a hard one to budge on a book that I'm not too familiar with. I don't really understand what's going on. I'm just sitting here looking. I was like, yeah, Deadpool, Spider-Man shows up. Oh, okay, cool, whatever. Is there anything special going to happen in this book having to do with Absolute Carnage? No. Do you need to read any of these 3 books in order to understand the Absolute Carnage event? No. Not in the slightest bit. I'll tell you exactly what you need to know. Hey, Deadpool is a unicorn, because technically he's had 4, maybe 5, yes, technically 5 times, 5 encounters with another symbiote where he's got 5 different codexes on him, so he's technically a unicorn, right? He's that rare thing. It's like I can get 5 codexes for the price of 1. That is the only thing you really know about this book. Everything else is nah. But this issue, though, and I remember I had a good time reading the other issues. They don't need to be read, though, as far as the Absolute Carnage event is concerned. Pretty much, they might as well have nothing to do with it at all. It's pointless. But, no new information is given. But this was a really fun book. This issue had me laughing. So, you just want a good book? You want to see a rehash of a Spider-Man Deadpool team up? Got your book right here, brah. Anyway, that's going to be it for me, guys. Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Class dismissed.